The United Nations Global Fund for Education in Emergencies and Protracted Crises released a shocking report this week. The fund, also known as Education Cannot Wait, says the number of crisis-impacted school-aged children requiring educational support has grown. This from an estimated 75 million in 2016 to 222 million today. These alarming new figures are released against the backdrop of a recent ECW study, which shows that the response to education in emergencies and crises remains underfunded. And this has worsened since the COVID-19 pandemic. To respond to this global education crisis, ECW and strategic partners have launched the hashtag 222 Million Dreams campaign. Well, joining us now to unpack the situation and this campaign is Ms. Yasmine Sherif, the director of ECW, joining us from Geneva, Switzerland. Ma'am, welcome to Forum Daily.
Thank you very much.
So let's start with a brief overview of the findings of this recent study.
Well, when Education Cannot Wait, which is the United Nations Global Fund for Education, Emergency and Protracted Crisis, was established at the World Humanitarian Summit in 2016, the estimated number of children and youth, half of them girls, stood at 75 million. And today, just over 6 years later, we have found through our methodology and research that the actual figure is 222 million children and youth, half of them girls. Of those, 78.2, that's 35%, they are completely out of school. 119.6, that's 54%, they're in school, they go to school, but there's no learning. They basically sit by a desk. No school books, no school feeding, there is no mental health services, they're simply not learning. And then a smaller percentage of 11%, 24.2 million, yes, they attend primary school and secondary school. They have some proficiency in literacy skills and math, but they lack psychosocial services, school feeding, water and sanitation, and many other factors that are so critically important for a child or youth to learn.
Some really heartbreaking numbers there, ma'am. Now, which countries and regions are most affected?
Well, let's start. The worst affected are sub-Saharan Africa. And here we speak Sahel, the Sahel, Mali, Central African Republic, Chad, the Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, Sudan. The sub-Saharan Africa and Sahel are the worst off. Then we have across the Middle East, refugees from Syria. We have Iraq, Palestine refugees, Yemen, and then refugees from Venezuela, going to Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, and not the least in Asia, we have the Rohingya refugees, and then we have the children and the youth of Afghanistan. And as we saw today, it was an earthquake, but put that aside, they have suffered since 1979. It's a protracted crisis, the earthquake. And now secondary school girls have been banned to actually attend school together with extreme poverty and the wars that have been going on for decades. There's massive human suffering for young people out there.
Some really, really shocking information there, ma'am. About a minute and a half left here, but what sorts of education supports do these children need?
Well, it's the same that you and I had when we went to school, or all children and youth in Canada need, and all over the world. They need trained teachers who are skilled to deal with the traumas, because all of them are traumatized from conflict, climate-induced disasters, as refugees. So they need trauma counseling, they need good curriculums, well-trained teachers, school feeding, water and sanitation, health services, all that we benefited from. They have nothing, and there are 222 million of them. Education Cannot Wait. We are convening a high-level financing conference in Geneva, hosted by the Swiss government in 2023, together with Germany, Norway, South Sudan, and Niger. And we really hope to mobilize Canadian support. We know the great solidarity amongst Canadian people and around the globe, private sector and the government. Please help us to help them make the dreams come true.
And for our Canadian viewers watching this right now, check out hashtag 222 million dreams for more information. Ms. Sherif, thank you again for joining us today on Forum Daily.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
We'll be right back.